Cry from the LSR hospital.
What
That is a
scheme
horrible
is the
sign.
academia brewing now?
You look worried. Thinking about the village keepers?
Yes. I'd look for them myself if I could. As members of our village, each one of them is very important to me.
You have a strong sense of belonging here. I guess I'm the opposite. Mercs are stray dogs, wherever they go.
Dia, don't say that. You can be a part of this community too.
Oh.
Thanks. I'll let you know when I feel like joining.
Oh, that's like the Uncle Ampo as well, why not?
I just hope everyone's alright.
Yeah. Also, you guys should tie these guys up, honestly, before we leave. Let's go. LSR hospital, that's a horrible sign. Oh, hey, what are you doing here now?
Let's get some food in us and then we'll... Woo!
Have been eavesdropping on us, are you?
Well, as you can see,
Oh.
I am merely sitting here and reviewing what we have deduced thus far.
You were gone for ages! And now you're suddenly sitting here musing to yourself? Where have you been anyway?
Not gonna answer?
Hey, what's with the silence?
You never think things through before asking questions. I'm giving you some time to make up for that.
Paimon's so mad! Paimon's gonna give you an ugly nickname!
Go ahead. I'll stop you.
Never mind. Paimon's got nothing. There's just nothing super obvious to pick with this guy. It makes it so hard.
That's what makes him a mystery.
Well, you've heard nothing to suggest I left this whole time. So clearly, I stayed in the village to investigate. Anyway, you plan to leave Aru village and keep searching for the truth of this matter, yes?
Yep. We're not gonna find out anything more by staying here, so we thought that we might as well take the search elsewhere.
What, you want to join us now?
Enough with the silent treatment!
Maybe he's giving us time to think.
No. I'm just surprised that you decided to team up with him.
Alhaitham, you haven't helped us out at all ever since we arrived at Aru village. Bold of you to question our choices.
That's true.
Yeah, you're all talk.
While you were investigating, I had my own work to do, which I've now finished.
Wait, just what?
Really? Paimon doesn't believe you.
To be honest, we aren't really a team, so I have no obligation to inform you of my whereabouts. Not to mention that going separate ways allowed me to find some important information that you all had missed.
You care about sharing it?
Huh? Right here in the village?
Correct.
What did you learn?
I'm going to take you to someone. But before that, you need to understand where she's coming from.
What does that mean?
Excuse me?
How do you think the residents of Aru village feel about what we're doing? In other words, do you truly believe every single word the villagers tell us?
Wait.
You mean some of them lied to us?
Hiding the truth does not necessarily equate to lying. Again, these people have their reasons. Remember what Gandhi said? Most people in Aru village don't necessarily care which deity is in charge of Sumeru. That's because whether the Scarlet King or the Dendro Archon has power is of little significance to them. By contrast, the perils of their daily lives are ever-present concerns. They won't simply share everything they know with you without good reason. That's why you believed there was no further information to be found in this village.
So you're saying we can find new info from someone we've already spoken to? Well,
Glad you're following along. Among those you have talked to, there's someone who was consciously keeping you out of the loop. In
oh,
fact,
her?
she's been observing your every move since you arrived. The reason being, to someone who only wants to live their life in peace, any external factors introduce unpredictability into the equation.
Those eyes.
Shawnee.
Those fierce eyes. You look like
I was
a
gonna say
real
Shawnee
fighter.
was like really eccentric and she
Don't change the subject.
never really answers properly, huh?
It's quite obvious that she's intimidated by Sino's authority and strength.
Right. You were asking about the mad scholars.
She corrected herself mid-sentence because she's aware that there are Scarlet King fanatics in the village. If she sounds too friendly towards the village keepers, she could easily make
she was
herself the
afraid.
Radicals' next target.
I think it's been a few days since I last saw them. I usually go to bed pretty early, so I'm not too familiar with what goes on at night.
Remember? She made a point of denying her involvement in anything that occurs at night.
But honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them. Even though they act a little strange, they've helped me in the past. If it weren't for them, my house would have collapsed long ago.
After speaking to the village chief, it became clear that the village keepers had protected Aru village at night. In other words, the young miss was very much awake during that time.
But she lied to keep herself safe
Why would she lie?
because the radicals were still here.
By getting involved with an outsider, she risks drawing unwanted attention to herself. As for why she might be so wary about all this, maybe you should ask her.
I'll pass on this one. You said that she is afraid of me. If so, it's best if I stay out of this.
How courteous of you, Sino.
We're on it.
So it seems that now that the situation has changed, Johnny can maybe give us some different answers or different responses depending on the situation.
Miss Shawnee, as we discussed earlier, I've brought someone with me.
Mr. Alhaitham, I'm aware of where you stand, but how can I make sure that your friends think the same as you?
Huh? What do you mean? We need to clarify our stance or something?
Go ahead and talk to her. You'll get the answers you want. Go on. Earn her trust.
Oh god.
Is it really that simple?
May I call you Traveler?
Sure thing. Hi, Miss Shawnee.
Hi, Traveler. I want to ask you something. Do you think the resurrection of the Scarlet King can truly change Sumeru for the better?
No,
Why's that?
because it'll only result in conflict.
That's very similar to what Miss Candace says. I know you two are friends. That's why I'm willing to talk to you, even though I do have some reservations. Before, I wouldn't even have the courage to ask something like this. Traveler, do you believe our lives will get better?
I can't promise anything, but I'll do the best I can.
Yeah, we came here from another nation, so it isn't wrong of you to be weary. And we aren't really residents of any one nation.
We've helped nations in the past.
But even so, we've met lots of people from different places, and we've always fought for what we believed in. We have friends in Sumeru, and we want to help them. That's why we decided to stay here for a while.
I want to trust you. My apologies for posing my questions like that. To be honest, I didn't expect you to come back for more information.
Alhaitham told us you have your reasons. It's okay. We understand.
The fact is that only one side of my family is desert folk. I
Oh,
don't really fit in anywhere in Sumeru. Some believe in the Dendro Archon, while others believe in the Scarlet King. I don't belong to either side, and neither side would want me.
Speaking of which, the radicals mentioned that they despise traitors. Do they just think that anyone who's different from them is a traitor?
Yeah. Some people can be so narrow-minded when it comes to bloodline and beliefs. It makes no difference what I say or how I behave. I'll always be suspected of having ulterior motives. Slowly, I just stopped talking to people. I pretended not to hear or see anything.
I understand that.
All I want is to live my life in peace. And then it happened. The village keepers who had helped me disappeared with no explanation, and I didn't dare breathe a word about it to anyone. Until now.
You can tell them. I'm sure he'll keep your secret.
All right. I'll tell you what I told Alhaitham. I actually have a sharper sense of hearing than most. Sometimes, I hear strange crying sounds in the night.
Really?
There are ghosts?
Perhaps. I'm not sure. It's faint, but it's definitely the sound of crying. It comes from far away in the distance, and always carries very raw emotion. It used to be louder and more frequent, but ever since you arrived in the village, it doesn't seem to happen as often.
A crying
And when
sound,
it does,
but
it's
now that we
much
hear
quieter.
it,
I have to
quieter.
focus really hard to make it out.
I confirmed this with the guards on night duty. They also have someone with a good ear, and he's heard similar sounds at night. But, because we're in the middle of a desert, he would rather believe that they are the cries of beasts than ghosts.
Did you make out where the sounds were coming from?
There's really nothing around these parts, except for an old hospital not far from the village.
Well, that's a good place to start then.
I think they used to use it for treating Elazar, but it's been abandoned for years.
We need to check out the hospital.
Yeah, let's go!
Oh, hold on. Is that the same hospital that Kali was like forcibly put in? So while we're on the way there, let me I wanna talk a bit about the hospital because I think I know what the hospital is. Could the hospital be the same one that Kali was put in by her parents? Because, correct me if I'm wrong, Kali was actually originally from the desert of Sumeru. In the manga, we even see a city that's pretty much very reminiscent of our village. So, isn't it possible that that was the same hospital that she was sent to because she had Elazar? And she was tricked by and her parents were tricked by the Fatui to get her treated by Elazar, but in reality the hospital is just something else? Oh yeah, this place definitely looks eerie.
I can put these to good use.
Oh, is this the place? It's in terrible shape, and there's sand everywhere.
Empty and forgotten. An ideal place to hide people.
Oh. Like I don't know, like we never got a good look at the hospital. We just knew that she was experimented somewhere. Given the Archon resolute by force.
Monsters, watch out!
Oh, Charles.
Vengeance will be mine.
Go!
Lightning flash! Boring!
Enemy reinforcements.
I condemn you.
Gee! Higher, higher, pants on fire!
Lament! Worthless! Worthless!
Good riddance.
They were easier to deal with than Paimon had expected.
What were you even expecting?
Super strong bandits? Or monsters taller than buildings dropping out of the sky? Or, something like that.
You have a wild imagination, Paimon.
Super serious. We gotta stay on our A game too.
This is the one.
Oh wow.
Let's go in and take a look.
I never thought we'd see a reaction to a Danjo statue in a cutscene of all things.
Hey, Alhaitham, we haven't found squat. Are you sure we aren't wasting our time here?
Patience. Shawnee says she only hears the crying at night. We have time to burn. Until then,
Until then, what?
I'm taking a break.
Oh.
And just like that, he sits down. Wait, he even brought a book to read? What are you reading? Let Paimon see.
Okay, sure.
Alhaitham's like,
Hmm.
real okay.
Huh? The natural position, which is
What
the
the-
positional propensity of an entity in natural motion in contrast with an object in
Okay, Alhaitham
forced
will get
motion.
like A pluses in his classes or something like that.
When
God
free
damn.
from external influences, every entity displays
This is just
the
funny.
tendency to follow its natural trajectory.
So, you got that?
Oh, Paimon gives up. You keep reading your book. See ya.
Wow. Alhaitham's like, okay.
How is he so relaxed? Look at him, reading an impossible book in a creepy place like this.
You know, it wouldn't kill you to read a book once in a while either.
Hey, Paimon's your Tibet travel guide. Paimon knows plenty of useful stuff already. And anyway, it's not Paimon's fault that the books people read in Sumeru are so complicated.
Okay, okay. Paimon's the best. Even though there's actually a travel guide book that we could read instead, you know.
Paimon's getting so sleepy.
Oh yeah, I can definitely hear it now.
Huh? What was that sound?
There it is.
The hell?
It's coming from that direction.
I'm about to see some sort of jump scare. I know I am.
Huh. Paimon's not seeing anything.
Open that up. That's a clearly a trap door.
It's from below.
But there's no way we can get down
Break it
there.
or something, I don't know.
Something is off about the interior here.
I swear to God, it's really... Really, Palma, you can't tell the difference? Oh, this is not ominous
As
at
I
all.
thought, there's a hidden structure.
Wow. It's like they tucked another hospital into this one.
A laboratory.
Oh, it looks like there are other mechanisms around here. Let's keep exploring.
Everyone's favorite aspects? Puzzles! Oh, what the? Asian abbess, male, 22 years old, mole on the left side of his forehead, left-handed. While his condition remains very serious, survival will be difficult without professional medical care. The patient's survivability. Once found, immediately inform. Don't give up, stay positive. All beings under the watchful eye of the divine, so don't ever give up. Okay, that's not ominous at all. Eat balanced diet, rest regularly, maintain a good mood. Monday, minty bean soup. Archon, curry shrimp, piney curry, dinner. Tuesday, salad, biryani for lunch, cream fish sauce, potato bowl for dinner. Wednesday, shakshuka, bean cake for lunch. This week's shift. In case of emergency, contact the physician on duty immediately. Monday, Ibrahim. Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm moody. Your messages are blank.
Look, there's someone over there.
We need to be careful.
Good idea. Let's approach him slowly without alarming him.
Wait. You're...
You are freaking me out.
Speak, and his eyes are unfocused. But he looks too young to be anyone's grandfather. Also, why is he the only one here?
You know him, Alhaitham?
Didn't expect to see him here.
You know him?
He's Razak, a senior of mine at the Academia.
Razak.
He's a scholar too? Is he the kind that holes up in a forest and mumbles stuff about training?
No. And that's the problem.
Why?
Razak was never involved in any of those things. He never trained in the forest, let alone reach Satyavada life.
So how did it become like this?
Leaving that question aside for the moment, him being here alone means that we might be too late. Looks like they've already taken everyone away. For whatever reason, they left Razak here. Perhaps they simply didn't have time to come back for him. There are drag
Trails.
marks on the ground. They're clearer by the doorway. Someone was forcefully drawing a cart that was loaded with something heavy.
Loaded with people?
What the?
That is one possibility. It looks like they were in a hurry, as if they were afraid of being caught. In their haste, they failed to notice Razak hiding in a corner. The symptoms are identical. Looks like we found living proof.
Huh? Why do you say that?
You know
Allow
these
me to
symptoms?
jog your memory. Recall your time at Port Ormos.
Oh, the guy with the...
Don't you think his symptoms look familiar?
Yeah, I forgot his name, but the leader of Aina Akmar, after reacting with the Divine Knowledge Capsule, he went completely mad. Yeah. Identical. The Aramite guy that went mad.
Oh, now that you mention it, they're acting the same
It's
way.
whenever they interact with the Divine.
Correct. The Academia is behind all of this.
Hold on, wait. And we have the Divine Knowledge Capsule as well. Who is the Divine Knowledge Capsule interacting, making that person interact with? It's getting knowledge from the Divine, but who specifically? Devata or Scaramouche? My money is now on Scaramouche, especially with that red coloration.
It isn't difficult to deduce their rationale. First, the Academia spread a false rumor of the Scarlet King's resurrection, emphasizing the role of the village keepers, the mad scholars who were exiled to Aru village.
Right?
These rumors were all the persuasion that the radicals needed, and those based in Aru village leapt into action. Unbeknownst to them, of course,
So the Aramites were
rounding up the
used.
scholars, they were actually helping the Academia.
That's
As well
why.
as being able to exploit the radicals for their own ends, this scheme has one further advantage to the Academia. All the risks and responsibilities are offloaded onto the Scarlet King's followers. Life for the desert dwellers has been brutal ever since the Scarlet King's death all those years ago. Beneath the surface, feelings of desperation
took
are
advantage of it.
widespread. Many would give everything they have for the prospect of something better. Anyone looking to exploit that for their own ends simply needs to make a few empty promises. Even if complications arise, people will see that those involved are all followers of the Scarlet King and look for no further explanation than differences of belief. A deep-seated mistrust of the desert and everyone in it by the rest of Sumeru will make sure of that. The notion of an Academia plot wouldn't even cross their minds. It may seem like a simple strategy, but it is able to work wonders under Sumeru's current circumstances.
And that's what's scary.
That makes a lot of sense. It's in line with the village chief's theory, too. But there's still one very important question. Wasn't it the Academia that brought the scholars to Aru village in the first
And that's what we're
place?
investigating.
Why does it want them back now?
Throughout this process, one thing has changed. The scholar's identity.
Oh?
First, they were scholars. Then, they became lunatics. After that, they were exiles. And finally, they become missing persons.
I see.
An exile is still patently a living, breathing human being. But when someone becomes a missing person, that is brought into question. If you can't find someone, you have no way of knowing what exactly happened to them. That makes missing people an ideal resource.
Because they will never question the missing people at all.
For what exactly?
Experiments.
One possibility is that the information in their brains could be extracted into knowledge capsules.
Oh my god.
Extracted? You mean canned knowledge comes from people's brains?
That would make a lot of
With
sense.
the technology of the Sumeru Academia, it's
And it's really messed up. What the hell?
Perhaps the process caused them great suffering, which is why they cry out in the dead of night when no one is watching them.
Once they become missing people, the regular citizens of the Sumeru would not even question, oh, who is this person? Like, they wouldn't question that if these people went missing at all. And that's what they provide ideal resource to hide up a lot of the messes that the academia has been doing.
So, the human brain... Nope, nah, Hyman doesn't want to think about this.
How did you learn this technology?
I'm the Academia scribe, after all. I'm familiar with their projects.
Oh, really?
Anyway, judging by Razak's state, the contents of a Divine Knowledge Capsule were extracted from his mind. But something went wrong in the process. Or perhaps his curiosity got the better of him, and he used such a capsule for himself.
Hyman's a little confused. Can they just use anyone's brain?
Maybe extracting... No, that can't be right. Most of the mass scholars that have made contact with the Divine Consciousness in the forest, that is what the academia is after. It's also safe to assume that this knowledge has something to do with the Fatui, the Doctor, and also the Balladeer. To use the Divine Knowledge Capsules to turn the Balladeer into a god.
The look on your face tells me you've realized the answer.
Oh! So the Divine Knowledge Capsules were connecting them with the Divine. And they need... and... that's what targeting these scholars, because they knew each and every one of these scholars were, I guess, influenced by the Divine Knowledge Capsule. Extracting these divine knowledge from them will be the perfect fuel to make Scaramouche a god. I had backwards then. Wow. So I knew Scaramouche was involved in this somehow. But I was thinking about them backwards. I thought the Divine Knowledge Capsule got them influenced by Scaramouche, but instead, it's that influence of divine knowledge is what they need to for Scaramouche. The academia needs people who have been exposed to the divine consciousness.
That's right. To some scholars, gaining knowledge about the gods is their entire life's pursuit.
And that's exactly what the academia is after.
Knowledge is just one of the extreme measures they
That's
turn to.
really messed up.
However, I can't help but wonder.
You don't know about this, do you?
Divine knowledge. The academia is going out of their way to look for forbidden knowledge. But what is their ultimate goal? I've spent quite some time trying to analyze the contents of the Divine Knowledge Capsule, but to no avail. It seems like my way of thinking is too different from theirs.
So we already know about the academia's endgame of creating a god. But what is the Torah's endgame of creating said god? Is it to get the Electronosis? Or is the Torah trying to find a way... again, this could be an extension of my little Scaramouche replacing Kusanali theory. Are they trying to use so much divine knowledge in a way where Scaramouche can just become a god without needing the Electronosis, takes out Kusanali from the Ermin Soul, replaces it, and because Scaramouche won't eat that Gnosis anymore, but because he's gonna be under the assumption of the fact that, oh, he has a Gnosis, but in reality it's just divine knowledge, I guess. The Electronosis that was taken by Scaramouche without him knowing, and the Dendronosis that can now take from Nahida. will be all taken by the doctor, and that will let them 4 gnosis, and technically this time around. Animal, Geo, Electro, and Dendro. The Electro Gnosis now Excalibur no longer needs, because he already has everything he needs to become a proper god with a heart, even though he doesn't even have that heart. Even though he doesn't really have that heart, it's just a knowledge. It's pure deception. And Nahida with a Dendro Gnosis, extremely weakened. It could be fake Fantasy all over again. They can just soccer kick or something. I don't know. That'd be really messed up, but it's the Torah. Like that dude's really messed up in my opinion.
You mean you're not even slightly interested in getting your hands on this forbidden?
Who would?
All scholars seek to expand the horizons of knowledge, but I'm not particularly interested in gods, so I don't share their degree of zealotry.
It's all the Torah.
Extracting information from people as if they were lifeless objects? If this is the direction of academic progress, then the academia may as well shut its doors.
Sounds like you're really against all this.
Who the hell
Of course.
what people in their same mind
The
would?
academia's actions run contrary to their rules.
Time on. What person in their same mind would even support this whole idea? What sane person would believe that, oh, we can just take these people and extract their knowledge and make them go completely lunatic, and we can just let them out to dry? What crazy person would say, oh, that's perfectly fine? Who would think that? What lunatic thinks like that? Or what sane person thinks like that? Nobody. Only lunatics does.
Whether it be academics or knowledge, everything has
There's
its
a
boundaries.
level. There's a level.
If those lines are crossed, the rules and order that govern everything in the world will
He's
be
becoming just
destroyed.
like Conria.
This matter needs to be corrected, just like fixing a typo in a book.
Wait, didn't you step in to help because you felt sympathy for those poor people?
I mean, it's not just
Not
that.
to be callous, but no. My criteria are a little more restrictive than that.
That's not being callous. That's
There
you
is
being
no
honest.
shortage of suffering in Sumeru, and the same can be said for the rest of Teyvat as well. What do you plan to do about that? Save every last person?
You're not wrong there.
Probably not. Paimon's not sure.
Your motives are more specific and personal, and I can respect that. I'll hate them.
You can say that. Simply put, I don't blindly place my faith into strength or heroism. I do
Wow.
what I want. The Divine Knowledge Capsule is something I want to investigate in full. That doesn't mean I'm willing to take action for the sake of a few strangers.
Though he rejects the notion of the greater moral responsibility, he justifies his actions because they are true to his personal motivations. Someone like him might actually make for a better ally.
Paimon's been wanting to say this for a while. There are a lot of bad guys in the academia, but you're not one of them. You're their weirdo.
You're probably right. Though I must say, I quite enjoy this feeling of being the odd one out.
I respect that.
Uniqueness is also an asset, is it not?
Wow.
That's very correct.
That's a great way to think about it. Paimon's really impressed. If only Miss Shani had a similar mindset, her life would definitely be a lot easier.
I think I feel like from here, like I'm not gonna be as suspicious of Alhaitham now. I mean, like I'm still gonna keep my boundaries still, but Alhaitham's being honest and true to himself, and that's something I can appreciate. Does that mean I agree with it Does that mean I completely agree with his ideas? No, but there are definitely some things I can definitely respect.
I'm just a more likable person than her in general. There's nothing more to it.
Okay, now you're just pushing it, dude. Come on. So what do you do with him?
He won't last long if we leave him here. Let's take him with us.
All right.
We'll work out our next step after we return to Aru Village.
Also, Travel is like going full on big brain now, saying like, oh, this guy could be a really cool ally. Like that's kind of funny.